Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Cam Jennings coming at you on behalf of epicconversions.com. And today, I want to talk to you about more holes in content. You know, I've done 2 episodes about holes in content so far. You know, this might be an ongoing series with this holes in content thing because I see them all the time. All you have to do to see holes in content is train yourself to think a level deeper. And I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. I saw this commercial the other day talking about Tide Pods. And Tide Pods, this is the whole unique selling proposition of the commercial, is that Tide Pods have less water and more cleaning. More clean, less water, more clean. That was their claim to fame, you know. They want you to believe that Tide Pods, you're paying for detergent, not for water. That's the whole thing. There's only 12% water in the Tide Pod. There's 78% water in other detergents. Literally, it's the most idiotic commercial I've ever seen. But I think they've been running that commercial or something similar, that same concept of, you know, less water, more clean. They've been running that concept for 4 years. So obviously it must be working for them, but it's idiotic. I mean, do people not realize that, you know, humans are documented to have washed their clothes with water for 5,000 years. You know, you can find ancient Sumerians, 3,000 BC, ancient Sumerians washing their clothes by, you know, beating their clothes against rocks in the river. That was 3,000 BC, you know, before Christ. All right, not BCE, which that's the second example. Okay, but let's finish this Tide Pod thing. Yeah, Sumerians 3,000 years ago, not 5,000 years ago, using water to wash their clothes. Also, if you understand how detergent works, you'll understand that detergent actually needs water to work. It doesn't work without water. And the reason why is because there's this long molecule in detergent. I'm not going to get too crazy about this. The point is, it needs water to work. The water is actually what cleans the clothes. The detergent just helps the water unlock the grease and the dirt in the clothes. But the water is what washes the clothes. So this whole commercial about Tide saying, well, we don't use... you know, we don't have as much water in our detergent. It's ridiculous. It doesn't even make sense. But you're not going to realize that if you're just nodding your head at the television and you're just nodding your head at the television and buying Tide because they're telling you it's the best. You got to think just a level deeper. Now this whole BC. You know, they changed these dates from AD to ACE, and they changed BC to BCE. And the reason they did it was to take Christianity out of these times, right? But the stupid thing about that is, and it's completely idiotic. The stupid thing about that is, and you just got to think a level deeper to see this. You don't have to think that far deeper, just a level deeper. The stupid thing about that is, ACE and BCE are still based on the birth of Christ. They're still measured by when Christ was born. That's what they're measured by. If you say, well, and all you have to do is ask someone who wants to use those terms, ACE and BCE. All you got to do is ask them one question. So what determines when BCE ends and ACE starts. And they're going to look at you with a dumb look, and they're going to have to tell you the birth of Christ. That's what it's based off of. So, like, just changing the name so they don't have to look at this idea of Christianity when the whole concept is still based off of birth of Christ. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's idiotic. I'm a Christian, but I hope I've presented a non-biased argument to you, whether you're a Christian or not, as to why changing those names were idiotic. They're still based on the same thing. So that's thinking a level deeper. You got to think a level deeper. And when we talk about holes in content, it's no different. You have to think a level deeper. So, what's the piece of content that I want to talk about today? Well, hopefully you guys all know by now that habits, good habits, are powerful, right? Bad habits are powerful too. You form bad habits, and they could destroy your life. You form good habits, they could elevate your life. And you probably heard people say, well, to form a habit, you need to do something for 21 days. Scientifically, it takes about 3 weeks to form a habit. But I hope, if you guys just think a level deeper than that, you're going to realize that doesn't work for everything, right? That doesn't work for everything. There's too many variables involved. That's just a complete, average, first of all. Because it's going to be different depending on the person. And it's going to also be different based on how often you're doing the thing that you're trying to form a habit of. Are you doing it every day? Are you doing it multiple times a day? Are you doing it once a week? Because if you're only doing it once a week, you're probably not going to be able to form a habit in 3 weeks. If you're doing it multiple times a day, you definitely could. I can tell you I've been doing Thoughts on a Walk here, this daily walking video series. I've been doing it for, I don't know, a couple months, I guess. And I definitely feel like I've formed a habit. But I've been doing it every day. And it feels pretty effortless. But I will say this. I don't think it would have taken for me if I wouldn't be walking while I was doing it. Like if I just gave myself the task to make a video every single day, I don't know that I would do that because the return on investment is kind of minimal, and I don't know that I would probably have an end date. I would probably have an end date, and that end date would push me forward to keep me doing it. But there would be an end date. With Thoughts on a Walk, I'm just enjoying getting out and walking every day, and I know my body needs it. And hey, why not just do some content while I'm out here? So it's pretty easy. And I point all that out to point out the fact that there's variables involved. Just like saying this basic piece of content of, hey, 21 days to form a habit. It's like, of course, there's going to be holes shot in that content very easily. Now, what I try to teach you guys in this Shooting Holes in Content series is like getting to the spirit of what that content represents. And to me, the 21 days to form a habit the spirit of that content is essentially that repetition causes a habit. Continuous, frequent repetition forms a habit. So if you do it early, you do it often, and you do it regularly, you could form a habit. And also, this idea of 21 days to form a habit, it starts to get you thinking about the idea of habits and how powerful they can be, How bad habits can destroy you, good habits can save you or elevate you. And I think that's powerful. And when you think about something that you can actually do that would elevate you, that you have 100% control over, and then someone says 21 days, like that sounds like science. That sounds like paint by numbers. And people love paint by numbers. I think very few things in life are really paint by numbers. I don't want to say it's an illusion, but most things in life have variables. Most things in life that you hear from other people, they require filtering and processing through your own mindset, and they require, adjustment to your way of life. That's most things that I have learned when it comes to like education and learning things. And when it comes to this idea of forming a habit, I like the 21 days to form a habit factoid factoid piece of content, whatever you want to call it. I like that because the spirit of it is sound. Habits are powerful. With repetition, with frequency and repetition, you can elevate your life to a higher level. Good habits. I love that. I think it's fantastic. But again, you have to consider the spirit of what the content means and not just like the factual statement itself, right? Because you can shoot holes in any piece of content. So anyways, listen, that's all I got. Hope this has been helpful to you today. If it's resonated with you at all, you owe it to yourself to get over to epicconversions.com. Join my free newsletter. I'm actually selling a cool product right now called Profit Train Emails. But the only place I'm selling it is on my list. So you got to sign up for that free newsletter. And if you want me to tell you what Profit Train Emails is about, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. It's a cool product. I'll tell you about it tomorrow. Hope you guys are doing well. It's cold out here. It's about 24 degrees outside. There's snow all over the ground. I'm walking in the snow right now. It's good for me, Anyways, hope you're doing awesome. Take care of yourselves out there. And I'll see you in the next episode of Thoughts on a Walk.